What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday. In this video, we're going to kind of be all over the place. We have a lesson to be learned by Dogecoin's founder. I'm going to look over some Ripple stuff, XRP, and we're going to look at Bitcoin, its market cap, where I think it is going over the rest of 2025. Does Bitcoin surpass gold this cycle? Long story short, I don't think so, not this cycle, but let's talk about it. And also, we're going to look at what AI expects out of Bitcoin by January of 2025. Now, first off, we have a recent tweet from Dogecoin's founder, Billy Marcus, and he posted this showing that he sold Bitcoin back in 2015, April 9th and December. If you ever want to feel better about yourself, look at my trades. Now, someone asked him, why was this? Did you get out of this and get into Dogecoin perhaps? Was this the reason? And his answer was basically rolled it into a Honda Civic. Great car. And rent. Remember not to bet money that you can't afford to lose. I know it can be very tempting at times. I know sometimes when things seem like a sure thing, you just want to go all in. But you need to remember, in the stock market, risk management is more important than anything. If you can manage risk, you will do amazingly. Managing risk does not mean betting money you can't afford to lose. Things don't go your way, it starts falling, so you get panicked and sell at a loss because it's money you couldn't afford to lose. You have way less flexibility. Because it's money you can't afford to lose, if the asset in question drops, since it's already money you can't afford to lose, you're probably not buying more. So just remember to not bet money you can't afford to lose. No matter how sure you are of something, the market can do the unexpected. Who else has a similar story like this, where they put too much money in, you realized, oh crap, it's not going my way, I have bills to pay, I need to sell this crypto, this stock, whatever it is. I've been there. It is not a good feeling. Usually in hindsight, you tell yourself, I wish I didn't bet money that I couldn't afford to lose. If it goes your way, you'll feel happy, you'll feel emboldened, and maybe you'll get lucky and it'll happen again. You'll make money on money you can't afford to lose. But that is definitely not the way to go. In my opinion, you simply follow the cycle, try to learn what you can about chart structure, try to learn what you can about other factors involving the asset you like, whether it's Bitcoin, Dogecoin, XRP, a stock. Making money slow is a lot better than going high risk and potentially risking it all on the short term. And this isn't necessarily a recommendation to just hold on to everything and never let go of your Bitcoin. If things seem overextended, if things seem like they're due to cool down, if you're happy with your gains, take some damn profits. You want to take profits into strength. You don't want to have to take your money out when things are going down because it's money that you need. That might be annoying to hear, but I think I need to hammer that home. Don't bet money you can't afford to lose. And some people treat the stock market like a casino. Some people really have gambling addictions. The best thing you can do in the stock market is keep your impulses at bay, keep a slow and methodical approach, and manage your risk. Don't go all in on one stock. I've heard horror stories of someone going all in on a small cap, risky, unprofitable stock, which is the dumbest thing you can do, and they lost everything. They lost their whole retirement. Do not do that. Do not make a high risk gamble like that. If it works out, maybe you can get a 10x, but if it doesn't work out, you can lose everything. Now, what does AI expect out of Bitcoin? Well, here's a price prediction for January 31st of 2025. This isn't even the end of 2025. And look at what we have. We have Microsoft Copilot expecting over 175,000 Bitcoin. That is insane. X's Grok 2 expects a 150K. That's what I expect by Bitcoin's top, maybe more. But that expects it in literally less than 2 months. That's a little too optimistic. These two, in my opinion, are way too optimistic. And honestly, all the way up to Gemini, we're probably a little too optimistic. We do have, out of this whole list, we have one AI chatbot that expects Bitcoin to be under 100,000 by January of 2025, maybe a correction in place, which could definitely make sense. In my opinion, follow the cycle. The cycle doesn't end in January of 2025. And while it's cool to think about where it could be in January 2025, what I'm more focused on is where Bitcoin is by the end of the cycle. Where do we top out at? What market cap do we get to? And I understand I just glanced through that last article. I'll leave it down below for you. There are snippets explaining each AI's move and why it thinks that, obviously. But anyways, where's Bitcoin at right now? Under $2 trillion in market cap, a hair away from Google, almost number 6 in terms of largest market cap by asset. By the time things top out, I think Bitcoin will have passed, obviously, Google, Amazon, possibly Microsoft, possibly Nvidia, possibly Apple. Are we passing gold this cycle? I think there is not a chance in hell. Bitcoin would have to almost 10x, not quite 10x, but almost. So Bitcoin would have to go to just about $1 million, just about $1 million to get to the market cap of gold. In my opinion, that is very unrealistic. Could we get to the market cap, though, of an Apple, of an Nvidia, of a Microsoft? In my opinion, we certainly can. A Bitcoin over 150K gets us much closer. If Bitcoin doubles up and ends the cycle at $200,000, it will have surpassed all of these names. It will be the number 2 market cap. And I think that's a real possibility. We're going to see Bitcoin somewhere in the top spot. It's not going to get number 1. I think it's going to get either number 2 or number 3. I do think it will get to these market caps. One thing you have to think of though is over the rest of the cycle, how much does Nvidia or Apple run? Can Nvidia get to like a $5 trillion market cap and keep rallying? I would say I find it unlikely, but there's a possibility of that. If it was to do something like that, I think there's a possibility that Bitcoin doesn't take those spots, because Bitcoin, if it doubles up to 200,000, it'll be almost a $4 trillion market cap. If these keep running, Bitcoin will have to well surpass 200,000 to make those top spots. If Bitcoin tops at 250,000, 300,000, I think it's going to get a number 2, number 3 in the bag. Sure thing, even if Apple and Nvidia run a little bit. What I suspect out of Bitcoin is 150K. I might be too conservative with that, but I think that is a very reasonable price target. Emotions aside, I think Bitcoin can easily do another 50% from here. A double, not sure. I'm not going to call something that I'm not sure about, but I'm very sure, I'm pretty damn certain. Obviously, you can't be 100% in anything in the stock market, but if I could say that, I'd say I'm 100% sure that Bitcoin is going to get to 150,000 by the end of the cycle. 200, I'd say there's like a 60% chance. That being said, if it gets to 150K, it'll be at about a $3 trillion market cap. It'll be right around near the number 4 spot. I do think this cycle, Bitcoin will at least get into the 4 and above. Maybe number 2, maybe number 4. But definitely not number 1. Save that for next cycle. Now, we also have an article I want to talk about regarding XRP. I don't know why I said X. It's XRP. It basically mentions its 260 resistance. This is definitely an important level to watch. I wanted to show you Peter Brandt's, what he sees as the most powerful chart in all of the crypto world. This is XRP, and this is by market cap. XRP is on its way to surpass its previous all-time high in market cap. According to what I'm seeing, it has already done so, but looking at price, XRP has not yet passed its previous top back in 2018. So it did follow the cycle along with Bitcoin and everything else. It had an alt season, but that alt season back in 2020, 2021 was nowhere near what it saw back in 2017. Definitely a bit disappointing for long-term XRP holders, but I think this is the cycle of redemption. This is the cycle where things go crazy. We have Gary Gensler leaving the SEC. I think alt season is upon us. I think we are going to have a fantastic alt season and things will get crazy. It'll be an exciting time. Now, what I'm watching for XRP is obviously this previous all-time high, this 330 area. If we can break that, we go crazy. If we find it as resistance, might be a bit of a struggle. What I'd like to see is XRP establish a good base, a good support. I don't necessarily expect that because it hardly ever does anything like that. It literally like pumps and then it pretty much is party over. But based on where we are in this cycle, I'd say XRP definitely has some juice to run. I think the best way to approach XRP, because of its completely unpredictableness, would be a DCA with plans of exiting about 6 months or more. Chart-wise, it's extremely unpredictable. It pumps and it pretty much dumps. My advice would be cautious, but I really do think we're going to see a nice move out of XRP, and the excitement will build up even more once we break that previous all-time top. The market's going to go crazy once that breaks. It will probably head towards $5. And while alt season isn't necessarily here right now, you don't want to miss out and wait later and later when things are higher and higher. If you wait until ETH, for example, breaks its previous all-time high, usually that's a good indicator of alt season in full effect. You know, if you waited for that the last cycle, that's great. I mean, you'd have pretty much just made nothing but gains and you wouldn't have had to wait on any way down, on any pullbacks. But you wouldn't have got in, you know, down here. You wouldn't have got in the 400s, 500s, 600s. You would have been buying, you know, already at near $2,000 and rallying the rest of the way. And sure, there's different strategies to trade. You know, on a breakout, you want to jump in and get out. That makes sense. But if you're trying to maximize your gains and get the most multiples, you buy the alts during the bear market. Ethereum was under $1,000 during the bear market. Ethereum, you know, has overall gone up massively. Think about this. If you wait on Ethereum, once it breaks its all-time high and it goes on to rally and we have that definitive alt season, you know, if you wait for that point, you're probably getting like a 2x out of Ethereum. If you bought during the bear market, you're probably getting about a 10x out of Ethereum. So just because alt season isn't here yet doesn't mean you necessarily want to wait for the alts. You get in early, you get more multiples. Simple as that. I'd much rather be buying Ethereum during the bad times when everyone else is avoiding it. When people are saying they're just going to wait till alt season years from now, I'd rather be buying Ethereum when it's under $1,000, under $2,000, under $3,000. And you can definitely do a short-term swing trade or just play it short-term on the break of all-time high, get into some altcoins and watch those alts rally. And then there's little waiting to do. But in reality, it's worth the wait. it's worth buying during the bear market and being patient for a couple years to get a 10x versus only getting a 2x in half of a year. But alt season is definitely on its way as Bitcoin finishes this year and rallies into next year. And while some might say it's not here yet, it's not until the break of Ethereum's all-time high. And while that may be true, you want to be buying these while they're low. You want to buy them before it gets to that point, before we get another 2x or 3x or 4x. You want to buy low and sell high, not be one of the last ones buying in after these altcoins already do 10x, 20x, 30x's. But thanks as always for watching, guys. What altcoins are you watching? I do think things are going to get very exciting there, and we're at like the perfect time for it. Bitcoin just broke 100K. ETH is working towards its previous cycle top, and things are about to get crazy in 2025. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.